Democratic Congressman Moskowitz, who talked about the many people, her fellow Republicans, who had subpoenas, congressional subpoenas, that they ignored. Mark Meadows, Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Kevin McCarthy. I mean, the list is very long. How does someone square that? There's the list, my friends, of Republicans who just ignored the subpoenas and they were not put in contempt of Congress. How do you square this when you see, I mean, is this purely political at this point when you look at the differences here?
Most of that is purely political because they're deciding whether or not they want to hold their own colleagues in contempt. And of course, they have a little bit of, cover their own butts because they're thinking, oh, if this happens to them, maybe it could happen to me sometime, and they don't want to do that. On the prosecutorial end, I think if we look at the examples of Meadows and Scavino, I think it was, those are instances where contempt was referred to DOJ. They didn't do it. And probably the off-ramp the DOJ used is the fact that there had been negotiations, there had been an effort at accommodations. Meadows, I think, had turned over documents, so it didn't look like a very cut and dried case. I think, unfortunately for Hunter Biden, Attorney General Garland has shown himself so worried, I think, about being criticized for favoring the president's son, that he might kind of lean in the other direction and lean towards adding contempt to the basket of charges they've already put on Hunter Biden.
Because he is facing other charges, and that is definitely a legal battle there. I want to go just quickly to Moskowitz has just been speaking to MSNBC, and I just want people to hear what he has to say after that really contentious hearing.
Seeing how, he came and did the press conference last time, I mean, that was a pretty aggressive strategy. So my colleagues, quite frankly, across the aisle should have expected something based on that previous move by Hunter. That being said, I think it was pretty smart for him to come and show the American people that my colleagues across the aisle actually don't want the truth to get out. They just want to continue to spin.
So I think you're probably in agreement with that. A smart move on Biden's part just by showing up. What does that show, for example, the DOJ? What does that show, for example, the Congress members who were not expecting him?
Well, I think for the Congress members first, it does put them in a politically awkward bind because it makes them very vulnerable to saying, why are you afraid to have him testify in open court? There's good practical not open court, open hearing. There's good practical reasons not to just want to put him out there fresh with no private preparation because your time is limited. You don't know what he's going to say. It's hard to have good questions. But from an optics standpoint, they look bad that way. And legally, I still think it really muddies the water legally for DOJ because here's someone who's been in negotiations saying they're willing to be here. And it's more the kind of time, place, and manner is not to Congress's suiting. So normally, I think that would be a no-brainer. DOJ would not prosecute such a contempt. But normal has not exactly been the standard when it comes to the Hunter Biden charges.
Yeah, and we should note that his attorney after court, Hunter Biden's attorney, said that they have given 5 different offers to cooperate and they were ignored. So all of that will have to be taken into account if and when there is some decision from that congressional hearing. And then, of course, the DOJ. Shanwu, thank you so much. I know you jumped on camera after seeing all that madness up there in Capitol Hill. We appreciate you.
Good to see you.